right after our opening preseason game. It turned out to be a fine deal for us. Carlton is everything a good fullback should be. Ray led us in scoring, ground gaining, and was way up in pass receiving. He was just about the best fullback in our league, in my opinion. Here are some shots of Carlton in action.
Carlton finds a hole, cuts left, and outraces the Titans secondary for 54 yards, the Bills' second longest run from scrimmage. Here, Ray picks up 21 yards against New York on his favorite fullback draw play.
You'll see some more of Ray Carlton, especially in the Bills game with Houston at War Memorial Stadium coming up next. That game was one of the most exciting I've ever seen. The fact we won 25-24 before our largest home crowd added to my happiness.
After Houston scores, Carlton executes the draw for 10 yards. On the very next play, quarterback Johnny Green, anticipating Houston would have the rush on again, screens perfectly to Carlton. Ray goes 70 yards down the sideline for the Bills' first touchdown. The Houston game has everything, including linebacker Archie Matzo's 25-yard return of a very short Houston punt to the Oilers' 10. On the next play, it's Green to Dick Brubaker for a lead Buffalo touchdown. Matzos makes two tremendously important interceptions. Here he picks off George Blanda's pass and carries it 33 yards. Archie won the league's most valuable defensive award for his performance. Houston does some scoring too. Watch All-American Billy Cannon. 58 yards on this pass from George Blanda. This 45-yard field goal by Bill Atkins in the fourth period makes it 24-22. Late in the game, a Green to Carlton screen pass carries 36 yards to the Oilers' 3. It sets the stage for the winning point. A 15-yard field goal by Atkins.
You know, there's one question that bothers even the most learned sportscasters. What do football players actually talk about in a huddle? Let's take our mic in this Buffalo Bill huddle and listen.
Hey, fellas, I'm new here in the Niagara Frontier, and I'm looking for a place to bank. Can you help me out?
The Marine Trust Company's the place for you. They run a regular financial department store.
That's right. No matter where you live or work in Western New York, there's a full-service Marine bank office nearby.
Well, look, I hate to interrupt you executives, but the timekeeper's got an anxious look on his face.
Okay. Listen, let's make it play 62. And you financial wizards, remember, that's the number of offices Marine has for your banking convenience. Let's go get it.
Okay.
It was a real good game, but we played an even better game out on the coast 3 weeks later against Los Angeles. If you recall, the Bills beat Los Angeles 32-3. It was a fine two-way effort. Our defense, however, was particularly outstanding.
Defensive ends Mac Yoho and Captain Laverne Torson. Tackles Jim Sorey and Chuck McMurtry. Halfbacks Richie McCabe and Jimmy Wagstaff were particularly effective. Here they are in action in some of the game's key plays. McCabe kills off an early Los Angeles drive with this interception on the Bills' 15. Watch Big Jim Sorey as he dumps all-league halfback Paul Lowe for a 6-yard loss. On the next play, Matzos and Torson combine to throw Kemp for another 18. Later on, the Bills again exert tremendous pressure on Kemp. The L.A. quarterback runs out of the pocket, and Yoho finally gets him for a 24-yard loss. This obviously upsets the Charger field general. Jack on the next play throws. Archie Matzos intercepts. And here comes Archie right into camera on his touchdown run. Here, Jimmy Wagstaff makes one of his many important contributions. This interception leads to a Bill touchdown 4 plays later. Buffalo was percolating offensively, too. Here's a sensational pass play. 49 yards, Johnny Green to end Dan Chambers. Watch linebacker Joe Herger here. He puts the horse collar on Kemp. The L.A. quarterback's pass is intercepted by Matzos. Archie laterals to Wagstaff, and Jim carries it back 17 yards into Charger territory.
Wagstaff's play against the Chargers earned him the American League's Outstanding Defensive Player Award. After the Los Angeles game, we went to Denver for the final game of our 3-game Western swing. What happened out there bears reviewing, if for no other reason than I can't believe it myself.
Explosive offensive plays like Wilmer Fowler's first period 61-yard gallop made it a cakewalk for the Bills for almost 3 complete quarters. And here's DeBenyon taking a quick pass from O'Connor. A fake, a few artful dodges, a reverse of field, and Doobie's away. 76 yards for the score. Watch the block on the last Denver defender by end Al Hoisington.
Let's look at this play again in slow motion. Watch DeBenyon fake this defensive halfback.
Defense, the Bills were just as tough. Mac Yoho intercepts Frank Dupuca's pass and scores with an assist to Torsan, who deflects the ball. Richie McCabe intercepts on the 19-yard line in this play. The interception sets up Wilmer Fowler. First play, the speedy halfback finds a hole, cuts in, and he's over.
Things were really going along fine. We were leading 38-7 at this point, and then the skies fell in.
This is the play that started. Dupuca hits end Lionel Taylor with a little quick pass. Lionel gets away at the line of scrimmage, and he ends up with an 80-yard touchdown run. Early in the fourth period, Dupuca passes to halfback J.C. Broadnax for 19 yards. Then to Taylor again on a little screen, and the great end carries for a 24-yard touchdown. By this time, the panic was on. Here, Taylor makes a magnificent catch of the pass from Dupuca and goes in. Play travels 35 yards.
They scored again to make it 38-35. Then, with 1 minute and 12 seconds left, we had to punt. Denver was on its own 34-yard line, 66 yards away. They ran 8 plays in 1 minute to set up their tying field goal with 4 seconds left. Here's how they did it.
The Dupuca pass is incomplete. Next, Archie Matzos gets in front of a Dupuca effort and almost intercepts. But then Dupuca hits Taylor, and the Denver end carries to the Buffalo 45. Another Denver pass. Incomplete. but interference is called against Matzo. Trapuka throws for 11 yards to Greer on the Bills' 20-yard line. Then on the far sideline to flanker back Ken Carpenter. Puka fades again. He throws too long, out of bounds. Defensive halfback Bill Atkins makes a great save on this play to prevent a touchdown. The kicking specialist Gene Mingo unlimbers for the 19, and it's all tied up.
It was a long plane ride home that night. Matter of fact, we never did get home. We had to land in Cleveland and come in the next day. Many of our fans wondered why we weren't able to use Richie Lucas more effectively this season. Well, Richie hurt his foot in our first game with New York, and it never did heal completely. It pained Richie to run. But on a road trip to Texas against Houston and Dallas, he did some fine work. I'm really encouraged that next year he's going to be of great help to us. The boy has exceptional all-around talent.
Richie in action at Dallas. He passes to end Dan Chamberlain for 12 yards on this play. Now watch as he spots fullback Ray Carlton. Carlton grabs the pass and picks up 12 more yards. Lucas can't find a receiver, so he takes off himself. 16 yards later, he's down. Later on, Richie starts another drive by passing to end Monty Crockett for 12 yards. Dallas has a pretty good rush on here, so Richie tucks the ball under and takes off once again. He picks up 14 yards. Early in the second period, Tommy O'Connell comes in to engineer one of Buster's pet plays, the fake field goal. The short pass is to Carlton, cuts down the near sideline to the Dallas 12-yard line. Then it's Lucas once again, and Richie polishes off the scoring drive by keeping the last 7 yards for the touchdown.
Get the lights, Breezy. That just about wraps up the season, folks. We've tried to make a film that would show some of the highlights and the lowlights too, and include outstanding individual performances. I hope you enjoyed it. Next year, the Bills will be back again, and I think we'll be a lot stronger and far more ready to contend for the Eastern Division Championship. The coaching staff knows the weaknesses that must be corrected. We are doing our very best to correct them. We've signed some of the best college players in the country. And I'm looking forward to 1961 with much enthusiasm. I hope you